2020.
Thank you, Chairperson Holmes. It is my pleasure to present the Fredericksburg City Public Schools Student Transition Plan. COVID-19 has certainly changed the way the world works. We carefully monitor COVID-19 and work with the local health department, as well as rely on state-level agencies and the Centers for Disease Control, CDC. In our region, cases have generally increased from July to mid-September. Currently, we are seeing a decrease in cases, but the region is classified as fluctuating. In Fredericksburg, the rise continued until mid-August, then began a decrease. But also in Fredericksburg, we are considered fluctuating. Since July, we have had 5 employees test positive for COVID-19 and no outbreaks. All of this was taken into consideration as we began discussing a transition plan. We want to begin face-to-face instruction for all students who want it in January 2021 with a hybrid model. We have intentionally employed a phased face-to-face approach in order to meet the needs of those students with the greatest needs. We respect teacher voices who want to focus on distance learning before transitioning into hybrid instruction. We support school professionals who need the time to carefully plan, develop, and execute a model that will begin January 2021. As we think about returning students to face-to-face instruction, Fredericksburg City Public Schools has followed the guidelines from our state superintendent and the governor to prioritize students with the greatest needs in our division, as well as our youngest students. This has guided the beginning of our phased approach to ultimately meet with as many students as possible while maintaining safety for all. We have held town halls, conducted surveys, and met with focus groups to gather valuable input. From those, we heard from teachers. I will say that again. We heard from teachers who want to focus on distance learning the best way they possibly can, and who always keep the best interests of students and families in mind. As we look at January 2021's hybrid start, teachers will be able to plan, develop, and execute a model to best meet all students' needs. We will walk you through where we were, where we are now, and where we hope to be. Phase 1, pre-opening, technology. Computer and iPads orders were placed starting on March 6th through June 16th. In that time, we have ordered 2,175 computers and 1,125 have arrived and been distributed to staff and students, with 2 orders pending that will supply new laptop computers to Head Start teachers, grade 3 students, replacement computers for grade 7 students, as well as shelf stock for general replacement computers. 950 iPads have been purchased for preschool through grade 2. iPads were distributed to K2 students in September, and preschool will be receiving iPad minis in the upcoming weeks. Internet access has been a growing challenge since the pandemic closed schools. We have been exploring all options for providing students with internet access. We have agreements with Cox and Comcast to cover the cost of basic internet, supplied hotspots from T-Mobile and Verizon, and positioned solar hotspots and communities throughout the city of Fredericksburg. Currently, we are working with T-Mobile regarding their 10 million program to secure hotspots. We anticipate T-Mobile will be supplying us with an additional 600 hotspots in the upcoming months. Fredericksburg City Public Schools is moving forward with broadcasting high-speed wireless internet directly from the schools to students' homes. In the area of health and safety, personal protection equipment, PPE, orders began in April and have continued as we want to be sure our buildings are safe. Special training was given to all custodians, and the custodial supervisor was established to ensure consistency across buildings. Prior to the start of school, teachers began training on the new online learning platform called Canvas. They also learned how to use Microsoft Teams and Zoom for class engagement. Then, staff also created instructional videos for families. While teachers were providing training to families for online learning during the first 3 weeks of school, all students were provided with cross-curricular, non-internet-based assignments to start the 2020-2021 school year. As teachers and school staff are considered essential workers, and as Fredericksburg City Public Schools wanted all staff to focus on training and preparing for staff to return physically and students to be taught virtually, it was decided that support for the children of staff was needed. In the summer, the YMCA was successful in providing child care to the children of medical, safety, and emergency workers at Hugh Mercer Elementary School. Building on their success, we worked with the YMCA to assist us in implementing healthy learning centers for staff children, kindergarten through 7th grade. Phase 2, September. Students already transitioned back into school. In September, we received guidance from the Virginia Department of Education requiring that divisions give priority to special needs students, English learners, and preschool children as school division transition students back into the buildings. Therefore, we began bringing students back for therapy services and state-required assessments for literacy, language proficiency, and math preparedness. Next, we began providing blended instruction 4 days a week to special education students who needed significant accommodations. Further, because Fredericksburg has a large number of homes without stable internet access, each school site opened internet cafes in September to provide those students with a way to easily access Canvas and class meetings. Phase 3, October, moving forward. In October, we will continue to service certain special education students 4 days a week. Beginning this week, all students from kindergarten through 12th grade will have an opportunity to interact synchronously with their teachers at least 4 times per week. Please note, attendance at Walker Grant Middle School and James Monroe High School will continue to be taken during their homeroom classes, so students should continue to start their day with homeroom check-ins. On October 12th, preschool families will begin individual orientations at the Walker Grant Center. Then, all preschool children will return to school 1 day a week starting October 19th. For transportation purposes, the day of the week that students attend is based on the area in which they live. Families will be notified soon on the day each week their student will come to school. Division-wide, teachers will confirm the family choice for returning to school data collected from the ongoing Return to School survey throughout the next couple of months. Phase 4, November and December, 25% of students will be in school 4 days a week. On November 5th, each school will be approximately 25% of their students return to the building for blended learning 4 days a week. Participation in this group will be offered to special education students, students with 504 plans, English learners, homeless students, students with no internet access, and students with intensive academic needs. Based on these identified groups, elementary students will be at school for approximately 3 hours Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Middle and high school students will be at school for 3.5 hours on those days, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. All buildings will remain closed for deep cleaning on Wednesdays. Throughout this process, students will also have supplemental independent work and online lessons equivalent to a full school day. The intent of this intensive 4-day-a-week plan for 6 weeks is to help the identified students learn the skills they need to be successful in Phase 5, which will begin in January 2021. Phase 5, January, starting of second semester. Starting January 2021, all students will have the opportunity to return to school at 25% capacity. At first, this means each student will attend 1 day per week on an abbreviated schedule. Students in the same household will attend on the same day, and families will be notified of the day of the week prior to Thanksgiving break. Once all students and staff feel comfortable managing this blend of face-to-face learning and distance learning, the middle and high schools may bring students in for more consecutive days. This will be determined and shared once school reopens after the start of the new year. Ongoing distance learning will continue all school year for some. Throughout the coming months, all students will continue to participate in distance learning in some fashion. The graphic shows the scenarios that students may experience depending on their age and academic needs. Some families may choose for their students to distance learn all year, while others may experience changes in frequency along the way. School division values all Fredericksburg City Public School students. We continue to provide staff development and training to teachers for them to become the most effective distance learning instructors while meeting the diverse needs of our community. And our teachers need support in balancing distance learning instruction with face-to-face instruction. This will require shorter face-to-face school days in order to maintain distance learning as well. We appreciate everyone's continued feedback, understanding, and patience as we navigate the uncertainties of the challenges we face daily. Ongoing planning and support. There are services that certainly will continue. These are free meals in the community, ensuring all facilities are clean and healthy places, developing effective plans for hybrid instruction and ongoing teacher training, technology, internet support and services, 100% commitment to safety so children and staff can succeed in these unusual times. On November 5th, we will serve 25% of our children, the students with the greatest needs: special education, students with 504 plans, medical conditions, homelessness, language barriers, no internet access, and students with intensive academic needs. Up until now, we have employed a phased approach and have trusted our teachers, staff, and administrators who want both success and to build success. In January 2021, we will begin face-to-face instruction for all students who want it, implementing a hybrid model, and as we respect the families who want to continue in distance learning. Thank you to all who have contributed to the development of the Fredericksburg City Public Schools Student Transition Plan. Nothing beats a team. And we will update you on this plan at each board meeting coming up in November as well as December.